ladies, you involved in this too, man. You all can come on through, get into this thing right here. Hey, what's good? I see the missus. She could be spying on the brothers. Want to make sure I'm saying the right things. Nah. Nah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. Word, word, word. Oh, oh, what's good? All right. Cool, cool, cool. Ladies coming through. All right. Good, 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 good. I see Miss Christie in the building. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Come on through. All right. Yeah, we got some folks coming through here, man. All right. Word. Yeah. No, you can stay on. No, it's good. Oh, yeah, we got some of the ladies like, man, should I even be up in here? No, it's cool. It's good. This is a public discussion. It's all good. Yeah. All right. All right. Come on through here. Some of you all are probably out in the world, making magic happen for your families and doing good things. So if you want to join us, that's cool. You could always come back and come deal with this a little bit later. It's all cool, but this is usually around the time that I'll go in and do this particular talk right here. Shout out to Mr. Jefferson. What's good, brother Ricky? I see you, man. Yeah, yeah, man. I just want you all to know, man, the Akoma portal, man. We are down with some of the greatest people in the world, man. We got like, people who are serving in high places, man. Who's always about doing things to build the community and so forth. And so I'm just happy to be in alignment with those brethren and sisterin. I seen a good brother last night we were at a cultural event at Ann Arbor's library, and I remember when the brother was going through getting things prepared for his election, and so to see him in that space. I'm trying to remember the brother's name. I can't remember the brother's name. It's bad. But it was good seeing him. In fact, I could probably look him up real quick because he's a Facebook friend. I might go on and look him up real quick. So anyway, I don't want to waste too much time. I want to go on and get busy with this talk real quick. And once again, if you would be so kind, please click like and subscribe if you guys are not already subscribed to our channel. Also, join us at the Akoma portal, www.theakomaportal.com. And once again, that is our online space for people who are about connecting members of our community educationally, economically, and also in a community space. And that's what we try and do. Okay. So anyway, all right. So all right, man, I'm about to go on and get this thing going real quick. All right, so let's talk about this thing, manhood. All right, this is just something that I personally have been dealing with. It's interesting to look out in the world and see, how manhood. It's interesting to look at it across cultures, but of course, I'm always looking at it in the context of Black manhood. And it's interesting, because, we look at different kinds of media that sort of illustrate or project certain images that in one way or another that could be linked to maybe our definition. I mean, I think, it's difficult to say that all brothers perceive manhood in the same way. But it's interesting to sort of just look at just how we deal with manhood. Some of us, are solely. Some of us are very narrow. Some of us look at, manhood, just like in a religious context. Some of us look at it in a political context. Some of us look at it in the context of just personally, like I'm a man, like, I'm a tough guy. I'll beat you up. Some of us look at it in terms of domination, in a sense, and I'm saying I'm using the word domination, but really, I could, this is my space right here. So hopefully I can get the word right. And if I offend some people, hopefully I don't. But I think a lot of times, men, we measure our manhood by like how we treat women. A lot of times like we feel like if we dominate and make, dominate, like this our rightful place, and we have these I'm not necessarily convinced that all of our definitions of manhood are exactly healthy. And so I'm here to sort of raise that discussion and for particularly the young brothers, the young ones coming up, who are always in one way or another looking at those of us that are in our late 20s, 30s, 40s, and upwards. And even those of us in our 20s, 30s, and upwards, we're also looking at the elders, to sort of answer that question: what does it mean to be a man? How can I be a better man? And how can me being a man be something that is self-fulfilling and also fulfilling in the context of our families, the community, as well as just in the world in general, and it's really interesting, to sort of deal with that question. It's really interesting. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit where some of this is sort of coming from. So from time to time, so first of all, for the young ones, okay, let me just sort of give you a little bit of um, of insight as to, at least from my perspective, some things that men should be about. Okay, um, so first, let me just say that if you came into this world as a man, okay, physically, okay, biologically, okay, you are a little different. You are different, just physically, okay. You are different than the female, okay, and that's okay. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, you are a little different. Okay, you are a little bit enlarged in many places. In terms of like your hands, your physical ability, in many cases are different. I mean, don't get me wrong. My wife, she could probably physically outdance me. So maybe physically she can, she may have a little more wind than me. Maybe. Okay, I don't know. I have to put her out on the track and see if she can last with me when it come down to covering some distance. But I know she can outdance me. Excuse me. I know she can outdance me. However, you are physically designed a little bit differently. Okay, that's how come. It's very difficult to change your physiology. Okay, like you could change it, but for the most part, it's there. Okay, the way that you speak, your tones, how you are designed differently. Okay, now just being someone um, who tries to look at nature, okay, and my place in it. Okay, um, I like to think that everything has a purpose, okay, and with you being a man, okay, you have a particular purpose, okay. You weren't designed that way for just for nothing, okay. You were designed that way because you are supposed to carry out your purpose, your purpose in nature, okay. And the thing is, you need to get really in tune with that. Okay, it's all right. Okay, to understand, just feel yourself, feel it, know it. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. None of us come on the planet perfectly. Generally, we have some physical challenges, but that's okay. Be familiar with that. Get in touch with it, and find out the things that you can do physically well. And it's okay to not be able to do things physically well. And you can always train your body to be physically well at something, whatever that thing is. especially if you are, I'm in that middle age group. Okay. And so like, we're playing different kinds of, as I would say, positions in the family and in the world. We have more responsibility. And so being physically capable is sometimes challenging because time is scarce. However, you need to have some physical ability. Okay, you need to have some physical ability. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some ladies out there that can probably outhoop me. They could probably, I mean, especially like the weightlifters, they could probably outlift me. But just generally speaking, I should have some ability to do some things that ladies can't do. Okay. And that is, I mean, sometimes that's lifting things. Um, Sometimes that's you are designed that way for a purpose. Okay. And that's all right. Okay. That's all right. Embrace that. Embrace that. Embrace that. Embrace that. Okay. Um, so mentally, you know, I, I don't know if I'm going to really say that. I mean, a lot of times, we are wired to be a little bit different, but intellectually, I think the capacity. I don't know. I think ladies, in many cases, um, I've met some really, really sharp brothers. Don't get me wrong, some really, really, really sharp brothers. But I've met many, many sharp ladies as well. And I don't know. There isn't an extreme in terms of ladies are meant to be smart and guys are just simply meant to be physical vessels and just a bunch of just physical meat, and that's just it. No, 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 no. Okay, um, no, both of us, okay, men and women, we both have brains, we both have intellectual capacities, and however, the thing is, in this jungle called life, we're supposed to complement one another. Okay, we're supposed to complement one another, use our intellectual and our mental capacities to hopefully elevate one another. So I think that's another thing too. Men, you got to understand that you got to look at women as your complement. Okay, so this is part of your mental outlook on women. They are compliments. Okay, they're not your enemy. Okay, okay, you should embrace that. Okay, you should embrace that. Okay, spiritually. Okay, um, that's interesting too because like sometimes people look at um men and women, and when you think of spiritually, we usually look at things depending on what it is that we're talking about. Like if you go into the religious space, like there's a whole nother argument. Women aren't supposed to be leaders in religious spaces, because God is male and this, that, and the other. And I don't have any problem with the she. Shout out to John Henry Clark. I think that which goes by many names, I think is both. I don't think is a particular sex. Like so, you could use a masculine pronoun if you want, but you could also use a female pronoun as well. And I know that I'm gonna probably get some pushback because people will go back to their holy books, if you would, or their sacred texts, and say, "What says here?" Da 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 da. Well, I think a little differently. So I think spirit doesn't have a particular sex, and spirit, God, whichever pronoun you want to, whichever name you want to use. And so because of that, when we start talking about just spiritually, I just think that you know just sort of like looking at it in a more of a personal context. When I think of spirit in a more of a personal context, I look at things like willpower, peace, discipline, um, the ability to keep going even when it's challenging. Like those kinds of attributes of our spirit. Okay, like when we are trying to press on, not just praying. And don't get me wrong, praying and meditation is cool, but we both can do that. We both can pray and meditate. But in terms of like keep going, the will to keep going in the face of challenge and so forth, you know, both can be strong in their own ways. Okay. And particularly for men, you have to embrace that. Okay, you as a man, number one, two as a son, okay, three as a husband, okay, as a father, okay, you have to you have to now she too should be a fighter, but you got to be a fighter, okay, you got to be able to you got to be able to breed faith when shit get hectic. Like you got to be able to be like, nah, babe, it's gonna be all right. Like, no, we're going to do this, and you can't lose focus. Okay, you can't lose focus. You that's part of your design. Okay, now the thing is, now I've known ladies that have been, I mean, shoot, we're looking at right now, Kamala Harris. I think that sister, she is just a powerful sister, and she's going out here um, vying for the next president election, position of president, if you would. And she's already like dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, Michelle Obama, etc. So we've had ladies that understand what does it mean to deal with shots that come at you, and how do you keep going. But once again, looking at manhood, okay, and looking at what it is we're supposed to do. One of the things that you are designed to do, this is one of the reasons why you are a little bit taller, tougher, bigger, etc. In many cases, not in all cases. I mean, I know some that, but the thing is, even if you are smaller, shorter, or whichever have you, you're supposed to be the one to cover your lady. Okay, you're supposed to be there and try to take those shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that she can do what it is that she's trying to do. Okay, you're supposed to be the one to protect her. Sometimes you're in the background pushing her forward, and sometimes you're in front of her taking those shots so that she can keep going forward. You're supposed to do that. Okay, you are supposed to do that. And so once we really, especially within our community, once we really get present to really the power in that, it should be reflected, I think, more so in our culture. Okay, I think it should be more so reflected in our culture. Um, so so just to sort of deal with that particular aspect, just understand your purpose, your what does it mean to be a man? Okay, what does it mean to be a man is, number one, you need to just treasure and value like who you are physically, okay, and understand yourself mentally, spiritually, and just collectively. We have to understand that culturally, it's important for us as men to be present in our communities, to be protectors of our women, and also supporters. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean dominating your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you ain't. You know what I'm saying? She is a reflection of nature. She has her own genius, her own imagination, her own possibilities. Okay. And the thing is, you all are supposed to complement one another. Like, you are supposed to become like, my wife is not my enemy. That's not, like, no, she is the lady of the household. Okay. I am the man of the household. Okay. And that doesn't, the thing is, as a man, you have to have enough self-confidence, self-value, self-esteem to understand that your lady is not supposed to be a yes woman. She's not supposed to be a yes woman. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you really, if you are operating in your kingship, okay, then you should be thinking strategically. You should be thinking intelligently. And the thing is, two heads are always better than one. And so, this is why we have two ears. I mean, like, a lot of times I deal with that when I'm dealing with the youth. I always say, why do you have two ears versus one mouth? You're supposed to do more listening than talking. That's something that I deal with. But just in terms of us as adults, you need to listen. Listen. I mean, we as kingmen, okay, we should be intelligent, okay, which means that we listen. Okay, we listen, and we things that are worth our time, we analyze. Okay, we are critical in our thinking so that we can ultimately breed the best outcome. That's what we want. Okay, and so So yeah, so that's that, and so that's what that is. All right, so now let me deal with the purpose. Okay, let me deal with the purpose. And the funny thing is, once you understand like who you are as a man, that helps you understand your purpose and your definition or your understanding as a man and your purpose as a man. They all work in conjunction. Okay, and ultimately, to sort of keep going with that involves great challenge. However, you weren't put on this planet for a for an easy glide through this jungle called life. Okay, no, okay, like this is just what does it mean? I mean, for any kind of species to sustain involves challenge. Okay, and so let me talk about purpose for a second. Give me a second. Take a swig of my coffee. Mm. So my question is, as a man, okay, like I said, personally, as a black man, as an African man, okay, um, do you know your personal your personal purpose? Like what like when you wake up in the morning, like do you wake up in the morning with drive? You know what I'm saying? Like a dream, a vision, something that you are out to accomplish. Now, thank you, Dow. I appreciate you. Shout out to Miss Tierra. She said this is a great conversation. Shout out to you, Dow. Yeah, so um, I know when I wake up in the morning, okay, and one of the things that shout out to a group of brothers I work with. They've gotten me on this meditation piece, and so so between my meditation, which get my mind right, my prayers, everything is in conjunction with uh with my grand purpose, and the older I get, the more clearer I get in terms of what it is that I'm out to accomplish personally. And the funny thing is, what the things that I'm out to accomplish personally are linked to the things that we are trying to do familially, which is linked to the things that we are trying to do communicatively, which is linked to the global purpose. So it's kind of weird looking at these like, which seems like polar opposites. Like you look at yourself like little old me and 7 billion people on the planet, right? How does my purpose impact 7 billion people? Well, it may not directly, but they always say, we're only like maybe 3 or 4 people from knowing everybody in the world. And so when I wake up in the morning and, I go through my meditation, I go through my prayers, I say, okay, hopefully wherever I'm operating, wherever I'm functioning, um, hopefully what I'm able to do is to impact people positively in such a way that will add value to them as they go out and fulfill their purpose. So sometimes those conversations, I mean, if I'm in a community space, sometimes, we may be talking about something that we want to cause for the community. Okay. Maybe I know right now, shout out to Miss D, Mr. Brian, we got, several brethren and sisters that's thinking about things culturally. And so, we're thinking about trying to get a culture school going. And that's something that I've been bubbling on for a while, but that's beautiful. Okay. We're trying to like give our youth a cultural identity that is very important in this jungle called life. I think when you go out in the corporate space and in any professional space, if you don't have some type of cultural understanding of who you are as a person, you're going to get eaten up. Okay. You're going to get eaten up. You got to know who you are. And so having a personal purpose is linked to all your other purposes. And so it's kind of cool because you kind of understand that the things that you are out to accomplish does in a very unique way have an impact not only on your family, but your community and the world at large. And so every time, even when I'm in front of a classroom, I always feel like I'm on the world stage. Like I feel like, because I know that eventually, whatever it is that I'm talking about, hopefully, if it lands right, if I'm impacting right, hopefully, it's going to go out and have a multiplier effect. It's an economic concept. It's going to have a multiplier effect and impact other members of the global community. Okay. And so brothers, like, do you know your purpose? Do you know your purpose? Do you wake up? Do you wake up with drive? Do you wake up with an understanding of what it is that you're out to accomplish? If you don't know your purpose, you don't know why you're going through your challenges and why you're going through what it takes in order to make things happen. If you don't know your why, your why isn't strong enough, you're not going to get goals met. That's another thing. I mean, like, your purpose and your goals are linked. Do you have any goals? Do you have any goals? And are the actions that you're taking on a daily basis, are they in one way or another linked to the goals that you're out to actualize? Brothers, you got to have that, okay? Brothers, you got to have that. You got to have it. You got to have it. You got to have it. Otherwise, I mean, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Okay, we can't be smoking and drinking all day. That shit ain't getting us nowhere. Okay, all right, here we go. All right. So the last couple of things I just want to sort of get across, and I'm gonna go on and bow out, is so as you go about carrying out your purpose, okay, do understand that, yeah, you are going to face challenges. Okay. Some of those challenges are personal challenges, some of those challenges are familial, some of them are communal, some of them are global. You are going to face challenges. Sometimes those challenges are in the workplace, sometimes they're in your pockets, sometimes they're within the rules of your spaces, sometimes political challenges. So sometimes they're relationship challenges. You're going to have challenges. Number one, you need to distinguish some of what those challenges are. And then you have to be one who's able to strategize, okay? And sometimes getting through your challenges calls for you to be able to have good relationships. So do you have good relationships with not only your family members, but people in the community to help actualize what it is that you want to bring about, whatever cause, whatever goals you have for yourself and for your family and for your community? Do you have good relationships? Okay. And so having good relationships is linked to um, your strategy for how you get through each of your challenges. So number one, being able to pinpoint your challenges and then be able to then you have to be able to design strategy. This is part of what does it mean to be a man. When we talk about relationships and strategies, you as a man, you should be strategizing with your lady. Okay. You should be strategizing with your lady, and you all should be working together to work out certain situations to take things higher. Okay. And the last thing that I'm going to get, the last piece I want to deal with is the successes. All right. And so once you're navigating and strategizing to get through each of your challenges, the thing is, it's going to be tough. Everything is not going to be a cakewalk. So then you as a man, you have to be, okay, I'm not going to say the most powerful, but definitely a powerful model of what does it mean to maintain a vision. Okay. What does it mean to maintain a dream? What does it mean to work hard to bring about a goal, or to, a goal for the family, a goal for yourself? Okay. Your children and your wives are looking at you. They should see on a daily basis, what does it mean to work hard for something that you want to bring about. They need to see that. Okay. You as a man need to be a model for what does it mean to fight for something that you believe in and something that you want to bring about. You can do that by, number one, being disciplined. Okay. Being disciplined. The more disciplined you are, the more disciplined your lady will become. Okay. And it should go vice versa as well. If you see your lady and she's more disciplined than you, then you understand you need to step up your game and be disciplined. Number two, hold integrity. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. If you say you're going to do something, then do it. Having the discipline, having the integrity, and maintaining the vision are the things that are necessary in order to get goals accomplished. And so, you as a man, you got to be able to do that. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to say whether it is a goal, a vision, a dream, you need to be a protector. Okay. And sometimes being a protector, a lot of times we just think that being a man is just being a physical protector. Yes, you do need to be a physical protector. However, beyond that, you got to be the protector of the visions, the goals, and the things that you yourself are trying to actualize. And then, of course, you and your family. Okay. You got to be the protector. Sometimes you're the one to even give the family vision. Okay. And you got to be the one to protect that. And all of that is linked to your name. Okay. So for my family, for the Ibarisha family, it is, a lot of times when I'm talking with my children, I'm talking with my daughters, I tell them, I say, hey, no, you have to do this. You got to get up a little bit earlier. You got to work a little bit harder in the classroom space academically. Why? Because number one, this is what's necessary in order for you to accomplish your goals. And then number two, this is an opportunity for you to represent us in a powerful way in terms of what does it mean to be an Ibarishan, okay? An Ibarishan, right? Ibarisha is our last name, okay? And so yeah, so that's what it is. So gentlemen, okay, so gentlemen in general, brothers particularly, let's make sure that we number one, be clear. Make sure you adopt a healthy definition of what does it mean to be a man, okay? And we have awesome examples. Okay, your whole circle should be great examples of men. Okay, and just real quick, I just want to give a few shouts out. I mean, and I got so many. I got uh, so many brethren to even call on. I kind of don't even want to do this because I don't want to leave nobody out. So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna a few gentlemen that that are within my circle. I'm gonna give you a shout out now, and if I don't shout you out now, I'll shout you out in one of the other thousands of videos that eventually I envision myself doing. So I'm going to give a shout out. Number one to my dad. All right, I want to give a shout out to my dad, and I want to thank him for being a great model for me to look at and for me to shape my idea of what does it mean to be a man. And number two, I have uncles. I got uncles in my family that are just amazing men. I got older cousins. Shout out, to, my cousin, Scotty, my cousin Sheldon, I got Coco, I got Thaddeus, I got Lil Mike, I got a lot of great brothers, cousin Jeffrey, a lot of good brothers, like in my family, and then of course, just within my circle, I mean, like I'm so, but I got colleagues that I came up with through college. I'm just gonna be broad because I don't want to forget anybody's name. I got people who I work very close with now. People that I work with in a professional space that are great brothers, man. Good brothers, man. And so let's continue to sharpen ourselves as men and understand that the world needs us. Okay, the world needs us. Beginning number one with yourself, number two with your household, number three with your community. All right. So peace and love, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed this talk. All right. Peace and love. Ghosts. Oh, I'm sorry, real quick before I get www.theakomaportal.com. Like and subscribe. Thank you much. All right. Bye-bye.